Hey everybody, how we doing? So this video was prompted by a press release from Whistler Mountain Bike Park and the outrage and peeved off, bent out of shape people responding to it. I don't know that that's totally fair. I feel like the Whistler Mountain Bike Park has been pretty clear that this year is going to be a bit of a gong show. We haven't known exactly what's going to go on, but we commented on this and made videos on this before the bike park even opened, and I'll link those up here. So it hasn't been exactly unknown. Some of the responses are pretty funny. But I thought I would talk about exactly what's going to happen because the Whistler Village Gondola closes September 5th. So, and in case you're wondering, I've got my laptop over here, so I'm just flashing back and forth. So the Whistler Village Gondola closes September 5th. And if you don't know what's going on, I'll give you a brief kind of synopsis of what the summer's been like here at the Whistler Bike Park. The Fitzsimmons chair, which is your normal upload spot to get up to the bike park, is closed. They're redoing the chair, bringing in a new one for next year. So you've been accessing the bike park via the Whistler Village Gondola, and there's a Garbanzo chair, which is up higher, and then there's a Creekside Zone, which is not anywhere near the village, really. We've always known that the Whistler Village Gondola was going to close. We didn't know what was going to happen when it closed, and now we do. And in this video, I'm going up today with Rowan to shoot some other stuff. We're actually trying to get some video of me because I've had a few people ask to see me ride because nobody ever really sees me ride. They just see the POV stuff. So we're going to try and get some footage, and partway through the day, I'm going to tell Rowan that we are now going to pedal to Creekside. He's going to be so pumped. I'm going to be on a DH bike. Rowan will be on a pretty big bike too, more pedally, but the SB165. And we are going to head to Creekside. It's going to be interesting. They're going to need a pretty comprehensive guide on telling people who have no idea. I live here. I know what's going on. There's multiple ways. There's ways down one side of the highway that dead end, that don't go anywhere. So you need to go on one side, and it's kind of a roundabout route if you just follow the Valley Trail. So it's going to be interesting. I really hope they roll it out with some really great signage, big signage telling people where to go, or they are going to be everywhere. And on that note, you guys, if you're interested in the Whistler Bike Park, anything Whistler, sorry about the background noise, it seems like every time I start the camera a big truck rolls by over there. If you're interested in any insider info on the Whistler Zone and Sea to Sky, if it's not been asked to be kept quiet, I'll try and do it. Like, we try and ride all the trails around here, a lot of bike park stuff, and especially if there's events and things that are outside of the norm, I will cover it. Really. Let's get into their press release and just touch on that briefly and see what's outraged so many people. The Whistler Village Gondola will close on September 5th for required maintenance work that must be completed ahead of the 2023-24 ski season. So this is all under the guise of maintenance and safety, which, good. I don't want chairs falling off the cable. So unfortunately, while Fitz is still under construction, this means Creekside will be the dedicated spot for bike park uploads. Fitz Zone will remain open until closing. So you can ride it, you just can't get back up into the park. Closing day on October 9th. The other kicker to this too is Garbanzo closes on the 24th, I believe. So then you're only going to have Creekside. So at least now you can kind of lap Garbo, and there's some other good trails up, really good trails up there actually. So there's only going to be Creekside after the 24th, and there's still a few weeks to go. And then they say, we're recommending riders who do want to lap this zone, the Fitz Zone, take the Valley Trail as it's mostly downhill from the village, we'll see, and takes between 10 to 20 minutes to pedal. I'll time it. I'll tell you how tired I am. I'll tell you how tired Rowan is. And we'll see. Because if you're riding all day and you want to ride that Fitz Zone, I don't know how many laps you're going to be able to do doing a 20-minute, 10-minute. I'd be surprised if it takes 10 minutes. Maybe an XC racer. Also, they're scaling back their hours. So every Monday from now on, they're shortening the operating hours by 15 minutes until they get to their fall operating hours, which is 10 to 5. So that's not a big... I always wondered, are they going to do a shuttle service? Is there going to be a bus service to get you from the village to the Creekside Zone? And so now we know. No, there's going to be nothing. There was no pass discounts, no seasons pass discounts. I think everything was raised, and we have this happening. The only way you can get a shuttle, apparently, I'm not 100% on this, but apparently the only way you're going to be able to get a shuttle from the village to ride the Fitz Zone is if you pay and book private lessons. So there you go. So book some privates, and you'll get a bus ride over to Creekside. Let's get on the bikes. Let's see what it takes to get over there. Keep you guys posted. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please consider subscribing. It would be much appreciated. We'll see you in Creekside.
We're gonna start a time lapse on how to get to Creekside from the village. This is what's gonna happen after September 5th. Let's do it. So this is problem number 1, right here. Where do you go? Do you go that way? Do you go that way? They kind of both lead to the same direction, but down this way, you can take a path that will take you on the wrong side of the highway into a dead end. So let's head on, and I will stop and show you all the wrong turns that people can make. Here's fork in the road number 2. There's one over there. There's one right there. You want to take this one. There is one on the other side of the highway over here behind the driving range. Don't take that one. It goes nowhere. So you have to come over here onto this side of the highway. So this is where I would be tempted to take the road, because we're gonna head down a little roundabout route down by Lakeside Park, and it's gonna add some distance. So tempted to take the highway from here, but we'll follow. They're saying go the Valley Trail, so we'll try. This is Lakeside Park. Gorgeous. Stop here for a swim if it is super hot, and go rent some gear off my buddy Spencer at Backwoods. They got everything you need to play on the water. Okay, that was the first big hill. It was tiring. I'm lucky on my DH bike. I've got a quick release, because sometimes I ride to and from the park, so it makes it a little easier. There's actually a few maps around that you can check out to figure out which way to go. Here's where we started. This is kind of the village proper. And we came along here. And then follow, this is the Valley Trail. Down here, so see how there's a couple branches here that take you up to the highway. And then you could come through this neighborhood here in Nordic. Very hilly though. We are right here. We're gonna come up here to Creekside. So we're here, down here. Okay, you can go this way, but that will take you a long ways out of the way. So you want to hang a left at this sign. Hang a left. Those garbage cans, hang a left when you get to Needle Lake. Okay, we made it. Rowan, let's gauge that in how many runs worth of energy do you think that was? Like if you were riding, and, like would that be it for you now? You'd be done, yeah. It wasn't overly taxing, but there's probably 3 uphills. Let's see how long it took. So that took us 20 minutes, and I started the camera outside the village, so add 4 minutes. 20-25 minutes. I'm on a downhill bike with a raised seat post, no gearing. I didn't walk at all. I stood up, mashed anything that needed to be pedaled, but definitely wasn't hauling. So I would say like a pedal friendly bike, maybe 15-20 minutes, but it's like doing a few runs anyways, depending on your fitness level. Like for me, that was probably 2 or 3 runs worth of energy. So I would not be doing that more than maybe once in the day, unless, you know, you did one and then you rode a bit, break, stopped at the lake. So it'll be interesting to see how everybody maps out their route, or if they're all just gonna be firing down the highway. But there you go. So any questions, drop them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. That's what we're in for after September 5th, pedaling down the Valley Trail. Beautiful, 2 lakes to stop at, but it's a pedal. See you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in.